You've spent your whole life trying to be liked. And what has it earned you? Disrespect, betrayal, people taking you for granted because they know you'll never fight back. Machiavelli said it best. Men will love you when it costs them nothing, but they will fear you when crossing you has a price. And in the game of power, fear is worth 10 times more than love. This is the respect switch. Once you flip it, you stop chasing people. You stop lowering yourself to earn approval. You become dangerous. The kind of person others think twice before lying to, cheating, or disrespecting. The world doesn't reward the agreeable. It rewards the unbreakable. When you no longer care about being liked, you gain something far greater, control. And when you have control, people suddenly like you anyway because they're afraid not to. Stop begging for applause. Rip their leash off your neck. It's time to stop being liked and start being respected. The need to be liked is not harmless. It's fatal. It strips you of leverage, makes you predictable, and hands control of your life to anyone willing to withhold approval. This is not kindness. It's slavery dressed up as virtue. From childhood, you're told to play nice. Teachers reward the obedient student who never questions authority. Employers praise the team player who sacrifices without complaint. Even in friendships and relationships, people say just be nice. People will like you. But Machiavelli understood that affection is a currency that can be printed at will chip, infinite and worthless. Love and approval are fickle. Respect is not. When you build your life around being liked, you're gambling with a currency that anyone can counterfeit. People smile at you, flatter you, even pretend to admire you until your usefulness ends. Then the smiles vanish and you're discarded. Look at history. Kings who tried to be loved were overthrown. CEOs desperate for approval destroyed their own companies to please shareholders. Politicians who chased popularity polls ended up powerless, controlled by everyone but themselves. Machiavelli saw this centuries ago. It is safer to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. And yet most people today still try to be loved at any cost. Why? Because it feels good. Approval is addictive. Every nod, every smile, every clap on the back gives you a small hit of validation. And like any drug, it makes you weak. You become dependent on it. Worse, others can sense that dependence and weaponize it against you. They learn to manipulate you by threatening to withdraw their affection, and you become desperate to win it back. When you live to be liked, you are negotiating from weakness. You compromise too much, say yes when you should say no, and swallow disrespect just to keep the peace. But peace bought with weakness is temporary. The people you try hardest to please are often the ones who take advantage first because they know you won't retaliate. The trap is simple. When you need others to like you, you put them in control of your self-worth. They don't even have to hate you to control you. They just have to make you afraid they might stop liking you. This is why Machiavelli warned rulers to never depend on the love of their subjects. Love is voluntary, unstable, and based on emotion. Fear, or more accurately, respect, is rational. People may love you and still betray you if they see personal gain, but they won't betray you if they know it will cost them. Modern life is no different. In business, the man who demands respect gets better deals than the man who tries to be liked. In relationships, the person with strong boundaries is valued more than the one who bends over backwards to keep the other happy. In friendships, the one who is willing to walk away never gets disrespected. Being liked is not evil, but chasing it is. If you're respected, You may end up being liked by the right people anyway. But if you're merely liked without respect, you'll never be taken seriously. People will see you as useful, not valuable. They'll treat you as soft, as harmless, as someone who will never say no. The first step in flipping the respect switch is internal. You must kill your addiction to approval. Yahav, to become completely comfortable with being disliked, even hated, if it means protecting your self-respect. Once you stop craving affection, you become immune to manipulation. You're no longer an emotional beggar waiting for crumbs of validation. People sense this shift immediately. They see a man who no longer explains himself, no longer seeks permission to exist, no longer cares if his decisions upset someone. And ironically, this is when people begin to respect you more, even admire you, because strength attracts admiration, while weakness only attracts users. The lesson is simple. If you must choose between being liked and being respected, always choose respect. Love fades, popularity dies, but respect endures, and respect protects. The respect switch is not a trick, not a phrase you repeat in the mirror, and not a fake mask of confidence. It is a fundamental rewiring of how you see yourself and how you force others to see you. Most people live with the switch turned off. They walk into every room hoping to be accepted, hoping to win smiles and approval. They measure their worth by how much other people like them. The respect switch flips this completely upside down. You stop asking, do they approve of me? And start asking, do I approve of them? This internal shift changes everything. The moment you stop craving validation, your entire presence changes. Your tone becomes firmer. Your words become fewer. You no longer explain, overshare, or apologize for existing. People sense that you have no leash around your neck, and that makes them cautious. Machiavelli would have called this positioning. A ruler doesn't beg for loyalty. He defines the terms oath loyalty. He doesn't plead for love. He makes disobedience costly. In the same way, the respect switch turns you from a petitioner into a prince. Here's what it looks like internally. No more approval seeking. You decide that no opinion, praise, or criticism will dictate your value. No more over-explain. When you say no, it stands. When you make a decision, you don't justify it. No more compulsive niceness. You are kind when you choose, not when you're pressured. Your kindness is a reward, not a default. Externally, this new mindset must be reinforced by clear boundaries. Boundaries sharp enough to cut anyone who pushes against them. The respect switch is visible when you walk away from disrespect without argument. You don't reward manipulation with attention. You do not give unlimited access to your time or energy. You are polite but firm, calm but immovable. People will test you. They always do. They will poke at your boundaries, try to pull you back into the old approval-seeking patterns. They will guilt-trip you, provoke you, or even attack your character to see if you'll bend. If you hold steady, they adjust. They learn that with you there is a cost to disrespect. This is why Machiavelli said it's safer to be feared than loved. Fear doesn't mean brutality, it means consequence. When people know there's a price to pay for crossing you, they treat you carefully. That careful treatment is what most people confuse with love. In truth, it's respect. The respect switch also creates an aura of rarity. When you stop giving yourself away cheaply, your presence gains weight. People start noticing that you're not everywhere, not available at every hour, not begging to be included. Scarcity breeds value. A man who refuses to chase others begins to attract them instead. But here's the most powerful part. Once the switch flips, You don't have to raise your voice, threaten anyone, or demand respect verbally. Your attitude alone communicates it. You carry yourself like someone who doesn't need anyone. And that changes how people treat you before you even speak. In practical terms, the respect switch can be summed up in one principle. You decide who is worthy of your approval, not the other way around. Instead of performing for others, you make others perform for you. Instead of proving your worth, you make them prove theirs. When you truly embody this, you stop fearing disapproval. And ironically, people start giving you more of their approval than ever before. They can sense that too don't need it. And humans instinctively value what they cannot control. The respect switch is a mindset, but respect in the real world is enforced by action. People don't take you seriously because you think differently. They take you seriously because you behave differently. Here are 5 Machiavellian rules to command respect instantly. These aren't suggestions, they're non-negotiable. Rule 1: silence is stronger than defending yourself. Weak men they justify every decision, every mistake, every no. But the more you explain, the less people respect you. Power is quiet. When you're challenged, speak less, never more. Machiavelli knew rulers who justified every move lost authority, while rulers who stayed silent appeared decisive and unshakable. Rule 2: withdraw approval. Never chase it. When someone disrespects you, you don't argue, you pull away, you stop. Rewarding bad behavior with your time and attention. People quickly learn that your approval is rare and that losing it has a cost. The weak man begs to stay liked. The strong man makes people earn him back, if he even bothers to let them. Rule 3: detach emotionally in conflict. Most people lose respect for you when you lose control of your emotions. Rage, whining, overreaction, they all show neediness. Machiavelli admired leaders who stayed cold and calm, even under attack. The colder you stay, the more people fear misjudging you. Never let them see what gets under your skin. Rule 4: be unpredictable. Predictability makes UEXPLOITABLE. If people know you'll always forgive, always compromise, or always show up no matter what, they stop valuing you. Keep them guessing. Change patterns. Sometimes reward, sometimes withdraw. Machiavelli advised princes to avoid consistency because it gives enemies a map. If no one can read you, no one can control you. Rule 5: enforce boundaries without warning. Don't threaten, don't announce, just act. If someone crosses a line, cut them off, walk away, or remove access immediately. Machiavelli taught rulers to punish swiftly and decisively so no one doubted their resolve. When you enforce consequences silently, you send a signal louder than words. I am not a man to test. These 5 rules work because they attack the root of disrespect, other people's assumption that you need them. The man who needs nothing holds all the cards. When people realize you're willing to walk away, they stop pushing. The key is consistency. The respect switch is not about one dramatic act. It's about building a reputation. The man who does not bend, the man who will not explain, the man who does not chase. Over time, people stop challenging you because they know exactly how it ends. Let's make it concrete with an example. Imagine you're in a business meeting. Someone undermines you. Publicly, the weak man laughs it off, tries to win back favor, or debates endlessly to prove himself. The man with the respect switch goes silent, looks the offender in the eye, and ends the conversation with a calm, We'll revisit this later. He removes that person from his circle of influence without explanation. One cold act earns more respect than 100 polite speeches. Machiavelli would approve. He believed that fear in the form of respect must be cultivated deliberately. When people learn that violating your boundaries has real consequences, they stop gambling. When people see you're unpredictable, they stop plotting. When they sense that your silence is dangerous, they stop talking over you. The moment you master these rules, you stop living like a performer begging for applause and start living like the man who owns the stage. If people believe they can live without you, they will treat you as disposable. If they fear losing you, they will treat you as priceless. This is the highest form of respect. Not when people admire you, not when they like you, but when they calculate the cost of crossing you and decide it's too expensive. Machiavelli understood this perfectly. Men value what is rare and fear what is costly. Your job is to become both. The problem: most people do the exact opposite. They give unlimited access to their time, their energy, their loyalty. They overstay, over-explain, over-invest, and in doing so, they make themselves cheap. Scarcity creates value. Abundance breeds contempt. If you want people to fear losing you, you must master 3 principles. 1. Stop over-investing. Never give more than you receive. In business, stop volunteering endless favors. In relationships, stop showering others with constant attention. In friendships, stop being the one who always reaches out first. Machiavelli warned princes not to lavish to mock generosity. It makes subjects greedy and ungrateful. The more you give without cost, the less it's respected. 2. Learn to walk away early. The man who cannot walk away is owned by whoever can make him stay. If someone disrespects you, betrays you, or simply stops appreciating you, disappear. No dramatic speech. No pleading for understanding. Just leave. Your silence will sting far more than your words ever could. Machiavelli taught that decisive action terrifies opponents because it leaves no room for negotiation. 3. Make your presence rare. Stop being constantly available. Don't answer every call immediately. Don't accept every invitation. When you're everywhere, you're taken for granted. When you're selective, people start wondering what you're doing, who you're meeting, what you're planning. Mystery alone creates respect because people fear what they can't fully read. When you live by these principles, people instinctively sense that your respect is valuable and your time is expensive. They start fighting to stay in your good graces. They become careful with their words, cautious with their actions, because they know one wrong move and you'll vanish without warning. This fear is not cruelty, it's leverage. Machiavelli advised rulers to cultivate an image of decisiveness and independence so that others always worried about displeasing them. He wrote that love is voluntary. People give it freely when it costs them nothing, but respect mixed with fear is not voluntary. It's earned and it sticks. Look at anyone truly powerful. They never beg to be liked. They don't flood others with attention. They make themselves scarce, and when they appear, everyone listens. Why? Because no one wants to risk being cut off from them. Scarcity plus consequence equals power. Here's the brutal truth. People value what they can lose. If you never let anyone think they could lose you, they will never value you. If you never create distance, they will never chase you. If you're always explaining, always forgiving, always present, you will always be treated as replaceable. The moment people fear losing you, their entire attitude changes. They'll choose their words more carefully. They'll think twice before lying to you. They'll weigh the cost of disrespect, and most of the time, they'll decide it's not worth the risk. This is not manipulation, this is self-respect, enforced as policy. You are not punishing people, you are simply refusing to cheapen yourself. And Machiavelli would tell you, a man who values himself forces the world to value him in return. The greatest mistake of the ambitious is to drown themselves in accessibility. In the pursuit of influence, they make themselves available to everyone, at every hour, for every trivial need. They believe this shows loyalty. In truth, it only erodes their value. Familiarity does not breed love, it breeds contempt. Those who see you too often will stop seeing your worth. Machiavelli understood this with brutal clarity. A prince who mingles too freely with the crowd becomes ordinary. His presence loses its weight. To command respect, you must cultivate an aura of scarcity. Appear less, speak less, give less. But when you do, let every word and every action strike like thunder. Distance does not make you cold. Distance makes you significant. It forces people to wonder what you are thinking, what you are planning, and whether they are still in your favor. When you are always visible, you are predictable. When you are occasionally absent, you are mysterious, and mystery breeds fear. This is the respect switch no one teaches. You do not gain authority by chasing validation. You gain it by becoming difficult to reach, by reserving your attention as a prize. In politics, leaders hold closed-door meetings, not because they need secrecy, but because secrecy itself is power. It signals that decisions are made in realms others cannot enter. Apply this principle to your own life. Do not give every person your time. Do not answer every message immediately. Let people feel your absence. Let them learn to wait. The moment you stop being instantly available, you rise above them. They will adjust to your pace. They will measure their words carefully when they finally reach you. Consider the generals who only address their soldiers at decisive moments. Their silence is not weakness, it is strategy. Their rare appearances give their voice the weight of law. Even when they say little, it feels monumental. Meanwhile, the commander who mingles with his men daily becomes one of the boys, and soon his orders carry no more weight than casual conversation. Strategic distance also protects you. When you are too close, you reveal your emotions, your doubts, your flaws. People begin to map your weaknesses. But when you maintain space, they must guess. They project strength onto you because they do not see you bleeding. And when people believe you are untouchable, they treat you accordingly. Do not mistake this for arrogance. True strategic distance is not about insulting people. It is about training them to value you. When they finally gain access, they will not waste the opportunity with small talk. They will approach you with respect, not familiarity. If you are always present, you will always be taken for granted. But if you vanish and return on your own terms, every reappearance feels like an event. This is how you shift from being liked to being respected. People do not admire what they fully understand. They admire what they cannot fully grasp. So remain partly hidden. Speak less than you know. Reveal less than you feel. Let your silence do the talking. In time, others will learn. When you speak, it matters. When you move, it shakes the ground. The switch from being liked to being respected is not made by pleasing people. It is made by denying them constant access. Machiavelli would tell you, make them earn your attention and they will value it. Withdraw from the crowd and you will rise above it. When your presence is rare, your power is absolute. The world does not bow to those who chase approval. It bows to those who radiate power. People may like you, but they only respect you when they fear losing your favor. To survive among the cunning, you must shed the illusion that kindness alone earns loyalty. Respect is forged through strength, control, and distance, not through smiles and soft words. When you stop giving everyone unlimited access, when you stop explaining yourself to the undeserving, you rise above them. Let them wonder what you're thinking. Let them question if they've crossed you. Become unpredictable. Appear when you choose, not when they summon you. Those who are always available become invisible. Those who are scarce become unforgettable. You must train people to value your time, your presence, your attention. That means being willing to say no, being willing to walk away, and being willing to let others feel your absence. When you master this, you no longer compete for respect. You command it without asking. The truth is harsh, but it is liberating. You owe no one warmth, only fairness on your own terms. Those who truly matter will adjust, and those who don't will fall away. And when they finally see you, when they finally hear your voice, every word will feel like law. This is the transformation Machiavelli would demand. From the obedient, eager to please soul to the cold and calculating force that moves the world. If this opened your eyes, if you're done being liked and ready to be feared, do not just watch and forget. Hit like, subscribe, share this with someone still living as a servant to approval, because the game will not wait for you. And from this moment on, neither should.